This
So
conference will now be recorded.
after successfully completion of the course, you will get a 100% job guarantee. So you all know about these things, and if you Google for ICA, you can have all the details. So I'm not spending that much time in this. I will directly dive into our main part, that is our today's advanced Excel part, right? So before starting advanced Excel, we all know basic Excel. I assume that we all know basic Excel because you are attending a uh, advanced Excel webinar. That means you all about know the basic functionalities and basic features of Excel. So why choose advanced Excel? First thing it came in your mind, why should I attend this session? Basically, this session is not the full part of advanced Excel, right? Because advanced Excel is a vast thing to learn about. But in this session, we are going to learn some small part of this. But out of this session, I will recommend you that please learn advanced Excel for your career. Whether it will be from ICA or from others, it's totally up to you. But please learn advanced Excel for your career. Why so? Because advanced Excel will boost your career whether you are a fresher or a job seeker or a working professional. Because if you are a fresher, it will give you I will give you two reasons to learn advanced Excel. First thing, to create your value to the employers. Basically, whenever you are going to an interview, there is other participants also. To make yourself attractive for the employer, you have some extra that others don't have, right? That extra is the advanced Excel knowledge. So it will obviously give you more value to the employers. If you are an working professional, then obviously it will help you to save lots of time in your work. For example, if you are preparing some reports or if you are preparing some analyzing part where you need to use some formulas and functions, that time advanced Excel knowledge always help to short the formula, so that you can save more times, right? Enhance your knowledge and management skill. It's basically for those who are managing the Excel for some managerial purpose. It will make yourself for a valuable member to a company. Like if your company can see that yes, this employee giving me all types of report in a one report, so that I never go to further for him or herself for my next report. He or she will give me all the reports in one go. That means obviously you are the valuable person, right? So whenever you are the valuable person, whenever company focused on you, always company focus on your growth also. So that will give you a better salary as well. And if you are also, if you are a fresher, then it will give you various types of job opportunities. You can make yourself for a data analysis post, you can make yourself capable for a data entry or a normal some big data handler or some reporting purpose. You can always manage those kind of things. So it will obviously give more number of job opportunities in front of you, right? So as of now, today's agenda, we will concern about three topics. Number one is the filtering of database. This is the most useful topic whoever using Excel for analyzing purpose. At the time of analyzing, we need to filter data, sort data, or we need some extracurricular activities in our Excel sheet, right? So that time it will always help you. I will show you a better tips and tricks to use advanced filter in Excel. We also are going to use for pivots with slicer and timeline. I think I don't need to introduce pivot, what is pivot and what is pivot table. As I can see, all the participants are using Excel for making some report, using Excel for make some analyzing purpose and also some project purpose. So you guys all about know all about the pivots and pivot table and pivot chart. But I will show you some tips and tricks for pivot table using slicer timeline. That way you can make your pivot table, you can show your pivot chart in a better way, right? And then we also show some overview of a dashboard, like what is dashboard, what the things we need to do in dashboard, and how dashboard will help in our organization, right? So these all things we are going to do. So let's dive into our Excel sheet. That is, in this sheet, see, here is a huge database. Basically, if I show you the full data, the data is something 4100, right? So this is 4100 data. Acha, one more thing to guys, that I am not looking right now, I'm not looking in the chat part. So if anyone have any doubt, please note down it for later. Right now I'm not looking for the chat part. I'm totally concentrated focusing on my presentation only. So if you have some queries and all, please wait till the session ends. Then I will addressing all the queries one of them. Right. So in this data, with this data, we will learn about our advanced filter. That is our first topic in the agenda. Right. So what is advanced filter? Basically, advanced filter is simply a filter, but it will help us to compare the data and the filter data side by side. For example, if I want to add a filter in it, what I need to do? I just need to do press the shortcut key of Control Shift L in the whole database, so that the drop down icons are appear in this in the headings of this database. Then whatever field I want to filter, I just click on this drop down of that field. Then I will choose my desired criteria, like for example Assam city, and hit OK. So it will automatically filter out my data, right? But what the difference in is, what the problems we are facing, that at that time I cannot uh, compare Assam data with some other data. For example, I want to compare Assam data with Allahabad data, but right now I cannot compare the data, because whenever a filter will work, it will work on the whole database, right? For that cause, it will only show one criteria at a time. If I want multiple criteria, then it will it can be done with other column only. It cannot be done in the same column. That I, in the same column I can show Assam as well as Allahabad. That is okay. But with this data I cannot compare these two, right? Because there is mix up of Assam and Allahabad. So one thing I can do, what I can do, is first I can filter the data. Then I can simply copy the data to the other sheet or other area. Again I will change my criteria to us from Assam to Allahabad, and then again I will copy the same data and paste beside of the Assam data, right? That thing I can do, but it will take a lot of times, right? So to do this one, we can use advanced filter for our working purpose. So what I can do is, let me clear all the filtering, and also just a minute, let me clear all the filter criteria, and also I will clear all the filter icons from it, right? And I just make this data named as, see, you can see it's already named as data, right? I am just named this data as a data, so that I can refer this table anywhere from the Excel file of this Excel file as its name of data. I don't need to come into this sheet and then referring the area. I will simply refer this name, so that Excel can find out what area I want to say. So in the new sheet, what I will do, for advanced filter, what rules I need to follow? The main rule is to follow that you have to make a criteria based on the field on which you want to filter your data. And the field name will be the same name as of your data, right? So if I want to make a filter work based on the city, that means what I need to do, I just need to create a criteria like this, the heading name, and beside this heading and below this heading name, I just need to do some city name. For example, Kolkata. I think Kolkata is already in my database. Yes, Kolkata is already in my database, right? So make sure these two things are without any error. That means without any case error. That means without any spelling error also. Even a space error will be create problem in our advanced filter work. For example, city, I have put a space. I will zoom it for better clarity. So if I put a space, it will create an error, because in my database there is no space in city column. So I need to confirm that these two things are equal, right? So I will recommend to do this one. Always copy the data from the database, so that you can confirm yourself that yes, the criteria is without any error, right? After this, what we will need to do, I will need to do go to data. Within this data, I need to go advanced, and here you can find two options. One is filter in the list, one is copy to another location. Filter in the list is basically same as filter only. So we never use, I will not say never use, we can use, but most of the time we never use this option, because whenever we are using advanced filter, in our mind what is running, that yes, I want to make a separate data from my database, right? So that's why always we use copy to another location, but that doesn't mean that we cannot use filter in list. We can use this one also, right? So copy to another location. In data list range, I will simply type the name, that is data, and then I need to type like hash all. Why hash all? Because it's the pattern how Excel know about this data. If I show you, if I for the first time, if I go to master data and select the whole data, see, Excel will recognize this one as data, then within square braces it's hash all, right? In criteria range, what I need to mention, the criteria will be this two, right? And in copy to, where I want to see my data, that is here, and okay. See, all the data of Kolkata city will came up over here, only Kolkata. But that doesn't mean that Kolkata is deleted from here. Kolkata is staying as usual, as normal in this place. There is no changes. You can easily compare these two. If the database is short, then if the database is a big one, then you can divide into two window by using view tab, divide into two window and simply compare your whatever your needs, right? So this is the one way. What I need, see, here is all the data is came up, right? But my right now, what is my concern? My concern is only for the product name and the total amount. Of Kolkata. I don't want to see any other columns. It's on my database for some data now. I don't need to see this. If it was came up in my comparison window, then it will be distract me from my analysis. Name basic part. Like if I want to analyze my product name with the total sale, then what I need to do by shipping date, by segment, by gender, this also, right? But I don't want to use this one. I don't want to see this all. I just only concern about my product name as well as my total. But till now we don't have any usage of these other columns, so we will replace this one. What we can do, one thing we can do, the manual process is just simply select the other columns, and simply remove. That is one way we can do, but it will take some times, right? So what we can do, we can say advanced filter that don't pull all the data, just pull the data what I need. So how advanced filter will know about your needs? You need to say that just copy these two field. That is our main field. Copy these two. Go to your required sheet and paste it, right? And right now, when you are doing your advanced filter job, go to data. Go to here, copy to another location. List range will be the same range as data. I will write the thing. Why I am writing this hash all. Then as a criteria range, just select these two as copy to. Now don't select a single cell. If you select a single cell with a blank cell, it will pull all the data. So right now what we will do select these two. That means Excel will understand, yes, the user will only concern about product name and the total of Kolkata city. Okay. Okay, one thing, I will add right now, I will add the city here also, so that we can understand that yes, it's came up only with the Kolkata data, not the other data. But in your real life you don't need to mention city also, right? Just for now, just for confirm, I will add this one. Criteria range will be city and Kolkata. Copy to this and hit copy. See, all the data of only Kolkata, but the thing is only product name and total. So if you need, for example, as I told, Kolkata and Assam, right? So just type Assam over here. Advanced filter is not auto updatable, so don't think about this that by changing of this we can update our data only. So it's not possible. Just place this in the same data, select these two, again perform our in the side window. Data hash all, right? The criteria will be these two, and copy two will be these three, right? See, now it's Kolkata and Assam. You can easily compare these two things. No other columns in between these, so you will not distracted by other columns. But you don't worry about your main data, because your main data is as it is, right? There is no changes in your main data. It only extract the filter data like the copy paste, the same way what I discussed previous before starting advanced filter. Will use the same functionality with advanced filter. So it will pull only your concern data. So if you type your heading name, it will only pull the headings that you type. I don't need to mention the city also, just because of verification I have mentioned this one. But when you are working with advanced filter, you don't need to use this one for doing the advanced filter. If you need, you can, but if you don't need, don't use this one, right? So by this we can easily pull our data as per our requirement. This is the one thing why advanced filter should use, right? Now the second thing, for example, I want both of Kolkata and Kolkata and Assam. Then how I can do this one? So basically doing a Kolkata and Assam, that means a or condition in your advanced filter logic. You just need to see how you type your data. Like your typing of your data, it will automatically see whether it is a or condition or it is a and condition. Or condition will be considered as vertical form. So if you type Kolkata and then Assam like this one, it will consider as a or condition, right? But if you do this like this way, for example, this way, it will consider as a and condition. And if I use this condition right now, I didn't get any data, because for text, within same column and condition can be applied. Within same column and condition can be applied is only for number, but for text within same column and condition cannot be applied. So you cannot use this condition right now, but you can easily use this condition as or logic, right? So let me show you. I will select these three again. Click on copy to other location. Just type the data area on which you want to pull the data. Select these three, right? Can copy to select this and okay. See, Kolkata also there, Assam also there, right? So by this condition we can use or logic. If you need to use AND logic, then you need to use other columns for your text purpose. But if you want to use AND logic in your number purpose, then you are fine, good to go. Just go ahead. So normally, for example, I am saying that I want to see the data of Kolkata, but which quantity is greater than 45, right? So what I need to say here, I will see my heading, that is quantity, full quantity. So I need to change this heading as quantity, and here we need to write like this, greater than 45. So as this will used as a number only, right? It's a text, so that is why it's placed at the left edge of the cell. If it is a number, it will placed at the right edge of the cell, but as it is a text, it will placed as the left edge of the cell, but in advanced filter it will consider as a number, right? So let me show you how we can use this one. So right now what we will do, we will, let me clear all this data. Go to data, advanced, copy to another location, list range, that is our data, all criteria range will be this two, copy to this, and see, here is all the details of quantity 45, greater than 45. Okay, I missed the quantity column included, so that we can verify this one. Okay, let me check. I will again I will perform the advanced filter task. Just give me 1 second. Clear this one. Advanced data x4. I missed the all. This data all. Criteria range will be this two, and copy to will be this. See, all the data of Assam, only the quantity greater than 45. You cannot see any quantity that is less than or equal to 45. All the data is greater than 45. So by this way, you can use your AND logic also. And you can use n number of logic by placing the logic here and here and here, right? So if I create the logic in a complex way, for example, I am saying you that you will pull the data of Assam, but the quantity should be between 45 to 60, and all the data of Kolkata, right? So what is my condition right now? That is, pull the data of Assam of between quantity 45 to 60, and all the data, whatever its quantity it is, of the Kolkata, right? So what I need to create here, we need to create quantity as well, then it will create it as less than 60, and within a number field and condition can be used, because a number can be a between number also, can be not between number also, right? But in text, within text cannot use and condition. If you want to use and condition, you have to make sure that your conditions are placed in different columns, not in the single column. But in number case, you don't need to use that one. If you want to use within a same column, you can use that, right? And the second condition is Kolkata. So Kolkata, right? Now I will delete all this thing. Then I will select this one, go to advanced. Within advanced, copy to another location, and here I need to write data has all. Within criteria range, I need to use this all. So what this will mean? This will mean that I need the data of Assam city of the quantity between 45 to 60. But as well I need the data of Kolkata city, but there is no criteria for quantity because I left this two cell as a blank. If I put any number here, it will consider as a AND logic for Kolkata also, right? So copy to will be this 4 and hit OK. See, data of Kolkata is no matter whatever the quantity it is. If it is 45, then it's fine. If it is greater than 45, then it's also fine. But if you find the Assam, it will only the quantity of 45 to 60 between, right? So if I see any Assam again, see it is also 46. If it's also 46, maximum Assam is 46. See, it's also 59. So between 45 to 60, right? This is how we can use AND logic and OR logic as well. Okay, so this is not the limitation of using advanced filter. Here is another reasons also to use advanced filter. For example, if I go to my master data and if I activate the filter button as it is on normal table, if I activate the filter button, if I see the product name, see here is the some products which I have, right? I want the list of this product. So if I don't know how to use advanced filter, what I will do, I will just see the product names. I need to remember this product name. Then I will go to my sheet wherever I want to use that and just type the product like this, right? But if you know about advanced filter, you don't need to do this. You can just simply use your advanced filter only to pull the data of a unique list also. So if I type here as the heading name will be matched, so it is product name. So it is product name, right? So if I know about advanced filter, what I will do, I will go to data, selecting advanced, select on copy to another location, just type my data. Okay, right now I don't need to use data because right now I have a specific criteria is only the product name, right? So what I need to do, I need to go to my database and only select this column, that is my product area, right? And then in criteria range, what I need to do, I don't need to say any criteria. I can say a criteria of blank, but if we don't need to, if we don't place this one, then it's also fine. Excel will work for it. Let me try. I think Excel will work for it. In copy to, I just need to select this one and just tick on this unique records only, right? And hit OK. See, the unique record will give. That is tent, headlamp, sleeping bag, backpack, carpet. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go to my master data, select on this, see, here is also 5 products, right? So it will automatically fetch out the unique, right? So by this also we can use this one. Okay. So this is about advanced filter. I will show you one more trick, which is a most popular trick and most confusion trick also. For example, right now I am changing my criteria. Uh, Let me see. I have a field called SEEP mode. Within SEEP mode, I have economy, economy plus, priority, and immediate. This 4 type, right? I just need to pull the data of economy. So what is the heading name? That is SEEP mode. So I will write SEEP then economy, right? I will write this down. And then what I need to do is I just concern about the state and zip. Just only for, okay, let pull all the data. So go to data, select advanced, select copy to another location, list range be data slash all, criteria range will be this one, and copy to will be this. No need to use unique record because right now I need all the data. So hit okay. So all the data is came up, but see, here is economy also, economy plus also. Now one question for you guys. And economy, anyone know why this happening? Why economy plus both, and how we preparation for analyzing reports, why Excel is happening, behave like this? I just say in that pull the data of economy report, then why Excel pulling the economy plus also? And if it was pulling the economy plus, then how we can fix it? Anyone know? If no, you can also type no in chat box. Right now I am looking in the chat box. So if anyone know about the answer, they can simply type yes, why, or if no, then simply type in. I will show you, there is no worry to about, but still I just want to know about that, how we can fix it. Okay, Rashmi don't know about it. Three, Kalol. Okay, Utsav is typing as quotation economy. Okay, Kalol don't know. Okay, I got one answer, that is quotation economy, right? So let's try with Utsav answer. So what I need to do, let's just clear all these cells, just type here, that is quotation, like this way, and then what I will do, go to data, advanced, copy to another location, list range will be data hash all, criteria range will be this one, and copy to it will be this one, and see, no data. Why no data? Because now this quotation economy is considered as a data of main data, right? So Excel is looking for quotation economy, not only economy, right? So that is why Excel cannot fetch the data from quotation economy. Okay, so Utsav is very much right, but the one thing as he missed, I don't know, is he know about this or he just typing a random answer. So whatever it is, it's very good to that he has answered, but he is very close to the main answer. We need to type here equals to, and then within quotation we need to type one again equals to. So what we will, our data, that is equals to, then within quotation equals to economy, right? So if I press enter, what we can see, that is equals to economy, and where the quotation is right now, but before placing equals to, we can see the quotation. But right now whenever I am placing a equals to at the beginning of the cell, the quotation is not visible. Why so? Because starting with equals to, Excel considered that it was a function or a formula, right? And within a function or a formula, we need to use quotation to mention any text. So if I mention any text within quotation and hit enter to execute the function or formula, quotation will be automatically uh, invisible, right? So it will hidden from the from your visible cell, but it will show on the formula bar. So that is why here also, as I am placing a equals to sign before starting the cell, so Excel think that it is a formula or a function. That is why quotation is hidden, right? And then I am typing equal economy. Why I am typing equal economy? Because I need to prefer only economy, not anything with economy. Okay, so right now if I am go with this data, just go to, sorry, advanced, select copy to another location. List range will be data hash all, criteria range will be this two, and copy to this cell. Hit OK. See, now it's only economy, not economic plus as well. There is no data of economic plus, because right now Excel is considering as a only economy data, right? So whatever cell you have with only economy, you are considering this one. So by this equal and by this quotation, you are mention this type of things. If I mention economy and one star, that means Excel will know that whatever cell including economy in the beginning of the cell, I need to pull that data. So if it is economy plus, that also fine. If it is economy not a with you, not any extra characters, that also fine. If it is economy pro, if it is economy item, whatever it is with economy, Excel will pull all the data with economy. Here also we can say that please pull the data of blank cell also. That time we just need to use this criteria. So I will left this to you, because if I only showing the advanced filter tips and tricks, so it will take 1 or 2 hours to show all the tips and tricks. So by this criteria you can pull the blank cell data. For example, I missed two cell of economy data, two cell of shipping mode data is left as blank, and I don't know within this huge database which two cells are blank. One thing I can do is go to spatial and look for the blank cell. But another thing what I can do is using advanced filter with this criteria. This also pull me the blank cell of shipping, right? So that's also fine. So I will leave this one for your practice, so you can go with this. Okay, so with this I am completing my advanced filter tips and tricks, what is our first agenda. Now I will go for the pivot tables and pivot charts, right? So as we all know, pivot table and pivot charts are very useful feature to analyze data and make reports from it, right? Pivot table is only for analyzing, not only for analyzing, you can also make a report as a table format. But most of the time reports are generating in the chart format for graphical representation, right? So we are using table format for our analyzing purpose, but it is not mandatory or not recommended. But you can use as a reporting purpose also if your reports need some table format, right? So to create a pivot table, as I am converting this one already a table, so I just need to place the mouse pointer, place the cursor inside the table, then just go to insert, click on pivot table, and it will automatically pull the name of the table, right? So as it is data, that is why it's data. Here is some another options as well. So uh, but today we will not going to see any power pivot or power query options, so that is why I'm not covering this one. I'm just considering as I want my pivot table in a new worksheet, and hit OK. So as of now the blank table is created. Blank table is created. Within this table, whatever I want to do, for example, I want to see a report of state-wise total. I can easily see the state-wise total. And why pivot table is considered? Basically, pivot table is most considering way to analyze purpose for its summarize and concise way manner. Because when I see, I have the data of 4,000, but here it's automatically fetch out all the data of unique list. whatever we are using in the advanced filter to fetch unique list, it automatically fetch the unique list, right? So it's another way to use your Excel. So there is no limitation to use it in any function, any functionality to any work. So we basically use pivot table as a reporting purpose. That doesn't mean we cannot use pivot table for our time saving purpose. For example, if I want to create a report with this one, and I don't need to use any, I don't know about some if or some ifs, I can simply use pivot table as well. After using pivot table, just creating the data, I'm just copy the data and paste the data outside of the table. That's it, my report is created, right? So it's another way also. So there is no limitation to use uh, one functionality to another work. So there is no limitation, you can use any functionality to your any work as per your requirement, but yes, you have to know about the functionality only, right? So here is the pivot table. It's always summarized. That means it's always create a summarized format. We can use dual reporting also. For example, where I want to see the state as well as city. So state and city will become under each other. It's for space saving, right? I want to show a huge report in a single sheet. That time I can save my space by using this type. If I don't want to save my space, what I can do, I just go to my design tab, just go to report layout and click the outline format. So it will automatically separate in the cities in the other column. By this also I can use pivot table only, right? So now the state name is the outer column, and city names are in the inner column. Okay. So here is the all about, here is see, you can see the West Bengal has 5 states, 5 cities, Uttar Pradesh has 3. So whatever city and states my data have, all the data are specifically fetch out over here. And why pivot table? One more thing, why pivot table is popular? Just because it's the simplicity. So whenever, for example, right now I don't have any mood to see the data of city. I just only see the state. And I have completed with my analyzing part of this. I have generated the report of it. Now I want to see the another report that is for shipping mode wise. So I will just drag out from here and drag the shipping mode into row. It will automatically create a row data, right? If I want to see it in a column, I can simply place it in a column and see state, make the state in row so that it gave me a proper state wise, ship mode wise details, right? With a grand total. Okay, so that is the main purpose to use pivot table, because pivot table is more simple and we don't need to learn some huge functions like some ifs, even max ifs. For example, if I want to see what is the maximum sale of this state of or each of the shipping mode, so what I can do, here is saying as sum of total. I just simply change this to value field setting and change it as a max, and okay, see all the data is now maximum, right? So in Andhra Pradesh it's the maximum sale of economy that is amounting this one, and I want to see who is the customer, right? I can simply turn the customer name over here. So here is the customer names, that is my maximum sales, right? See all the customers, right? So by this I can simply specify this type of things. Okay, so by this one we can simply specify our report. So that is the main reason why pivot table is popular, right? In pivot table sometimes we need to use some filter works. So for filter works, here is an option called filter. Whatever field I want to filter, for example, I want to see the data of city wise but filter the data of state wise, so I will place the state in filter. So as soon as I place the filter state in filter, it will create a filter button over the pivot table. And within this button, we can simply use our filter as a normal filter. For example, I am selecting Assam and hit OK. It only give the city of Assam. As we seen that West Bengal has 5 to 6 cities, so I will select West Bengal and hit OK. It will give me the all the details of West Bengal, right? And right now, if I want to see the customer name also, I can see the customer name also. That this is the customer names of Kolkata. Again, if I drag it down to the this area, that this is the customer names for Azimganj, right? So these are all the data what I have. Okay, so by this area, by this functionality, pivot table is more powerful because it's automatically update your report layout as per your requirement. Okay, and pivot table, one more thing, pivot table, the big limitation of pivot table is that pivot table cannot be auto updated. Pivot table cannot be auto updatable. For example, I am going to see the Kolkata, right? Kolkata's grand total right now it is, I am just simply typing the total inside outside of this so that I can compare 10255,605. For example, I am go to master and just search for a Kolkata data and just make the quantity is greater, for example 1000 quantity, so it will give a higher value, right? Go to C2, that is our pivot table. See, there is no changes, right? That is the big limitation of pivot table, that pivot table cannot be auto updated. We can auto update pivot table by using a macro coding, right? It can be happen, but by default pivot table cannot be auto update, right? To update pivot table we need to go analyze tab, then we need to select refresh and refresh all. Why refresh all? Pivot table will refreshing all of its data, right? So right now it's not I think it's not refreshing. I think there is some error happen because these two is the same data. Just a second. If I delete this as it is West Bengal of Kolkata city and it is on economy, right? So our economy shipping mode data will be changed. What is our economy? That is the same data of this. Uh, I don't know why this is happening. I think before economy that is there is another record. Let me change it once again. I will change it as 1 so that it's give some smaller amount. I don't know why this is happening. I think here I'm guessing I'm getting a wrong number because these four total is not with the same number. See the summation, it was okay. It's now a maximum total. Let me change it to the summation. It's a max. It's my bad. Sorry, my bad. It's a max. Right? Now economy has the number of 22500200. Okay. So if I go my master data and change this value as 1000 or make some 10,000 to make it a greater value, look for this one, go to analyze, refresh. See, it's changed, right? Right now it's 3.5. So pivot table by default it's not auto updatable feature, but with refresh all we can refresh pivot table whenever we need. Okay, so this is the feature of pivot table. But here is also one difficulty. What's the difficulty? It is that if someone wants to filter it by state, then he or she have some basic knowledge of using Excel, right? Because without their basic knowledge of using Excel, we cannot use this filter, right? So it's also a problem for us, and it's also not a good looking, right? So to look it better, to make this pivot table reusable for everyone, what we can do is we can add a slicer within this pivot table. By using slicer, we can make our tables good looking as well as available for whoever want to use. If he or she has some knowledge of Excel, that is also fine. If they don't have any knowledge of Excel, that is also fine, right? So to implement a slicer, what we need to do, we just need to go to Analyze tab or Insert. But may make sure your cursor is within the table, right? If I place the cursor outside the table, that time we cannot use any Analyze tab. We can use Insert tab, but if I select Slicer, see there is no data is selected, right? So make sure your cursor is inside the table, and after inserting the table you can select the slicer from Insert tab also, from Analyze tab also, that is Insert Slicer, whatever you want, just select. See all the field of that table, all the field of that table, which table, based on which this pivot table is created, all the field of that table is came up over here. Just select your desired field to slicer, for example state, and hit OK. See, right now it's give me a button, right? All the states. Just no. So right now see it's a button of all the states. For example, right now I want to see the data of Assam. Select the Assam, it will automatically. Select the Delhi, it will automatically change to Delhi. Select the Manipur, it's automatically Manipur. For example, select the West Bengal also, it's automatically changed to West Bengal. Uttar Pradesh, it's automatically to Uttar Pradesh. So it's basically a user friendly. So if anyone have some knowledge of Excel, that's also fine. If anyone don't have any knowledge, that is also fine. So we can simply filter our data by using these buttons only, right? And with this button, we can create multiple tables filterable, right? So let me delete all this button and select, right? So it's one filter. So I think you guys now know about what is slicer, right? You have some idea of slicer. I know it's not all about slicer, but yes, you have some basic idea how to use slicer and how we can implement. So for example, I have another table. I'm just copying this table to create tables faster. Just copy the same pivot table. No need to again go to the sheet and as well. Just copy the pivot table. Just remove the, yes, but it's only can do if your second table is based on the same database. So I will only match the city. Let me clear the city. I will see the customer name here, right? It will give me a customer name. And again, I need one more table, that is Control C, that is for our segment, right? That's our segment. And right now I want to use a slicer. So go to Analyze. I can use multiple slicer also, but right now I am doing just with one. State and OK. So for example, it's right now it's state. Okay. See, if I press anything, this one, this one. See, only this table is changing. If you notice that only this table is changing. Why this is happening? This is happening because I am inserting the slicer based on this table. That is why this slicer is only connected with this table. But if we want to use other tables as well and connect these two tables with the same slicer, first thing what I need to do is I need to get the name of these tables. So if I place the mouse cursor inside of the table, go to Analyze tab, you can see the name is pivot table 2. And if I select this one, it was named as pivot table 1. So just right click on the slicer, go to report connection. If this report connection option will be named as report connection in Office version 2013 or later. If you are using Office 2007 or 2010, this option will be came up in your computer as pivot table connection. Okay, make sure of that. Just select this one. Here I have in this file I have also some other tables, that is why here is some other tables also, but within this what I need to select, that is pivot table 1 and the pivot table 2, these two tables, right? And just hit OK. See, this table is also based on Chhattisgarh, this table is also based on Chhattisgarh, this table is also based on Chhattisgarh. If I select Assam, you can see it's changing, right? It's changing. So this table is not changing because I think I have also one another table based on the same name. So I will change this table name so that it's not conflict. I will change this at CC, that is CL, that is customer name. And then I will report connection. Yeah, it's all connected with all table, but I don't want to connect it with all table. Just a minute, I will change all the tables. Just because of other tables I am conflicting this one. I will change this one as segment, so SE, and this one is by city name, so I will say as city. Right click, go to report connection, just select SE, CN and city. Just unselect of this because these tables are working for some another purpose, so that is why I don't want to. Okay. Now it's fine, and hit OK. See, right now all the tables, all these three tables are changing with just one slicer. Just selecting one button, all the tables are changing, right? So this is the slicer with pivot table. Okay, so we have completed also our second task. Now move on to our third task, that is dashboard. Now what is dashboard? Basically, if I say you that what is dashboard, what is come in your mind first, that is the car dashboard, right? In the car we are having a dashboard. Within that dashboard we have all the information about that car, that how much fuel is left, how, what is the speed, what is the time, anything, right? Anything about the car. So in Excel, dashboard means a bunch of reports presented in one place. For example, your management required multiple kinds of report. You cannot give them this raw report, right? You cannot give them this raw report. You have to make a proper manner report and make this report good looking. For example, if I show you my dashboard in this sheet, you can see that within this sheet I have a dashboard, right? uh, Within this sheet I have a dashboard by where, based on this data I have some city wise data and some state wise data. Basically state wise data is right now conflicting because of this the previous three pivot table, that is why it just conflicted. I have also a segment wise data, I have also a shipping mode wise data and gender of male female and the percentage of that. And with this report you can see I have multiple slicer. So whatever my management requirement is, they can simply um, uh, create a normal simple button with they can simply filter my report. For example, if I show you that this 103% is basically conflicted by this slicer. I think I will delete this slicer so that all the reports are get back to its previous. It's not getting back. State was conflicting. Let me see. All the connection of this state is conflicted. So just untick off these three. Take this one. I will show you where these tables are. Yeah, now it's fine. See, if I select Kolkata or Chennai, see, all the data is represented as Chennai. So and here also I can see the total sales. So no one have to worry about my data. So from this dashboard, I can simply see that within Chennai, we have made sales of this amount. The amount is contributing as 1% of our sale. And within this amount, 47% came from male candidate, 53% came from female candidate. If I want to make some other filter also, I can use, for example, backpack. With this backpack, I have some details of this, like here is the amount of backpack with Chennai and the percentage of female male, all this data, right? So this data will help me to clear view of my data, right? If I show you some another dashboard that I have created for this webinar only, see, here is another dashboard. Within these, we have some sales trend as well. We have some customer revenue. If I show you the main master data, see that this is the master data. That order ID, date, customer name, salesperson, region, item, price, quantity, revenue, right? So if I go to my dashboard, see all the data is given with the filters. If I select any of the filter, it will automatically filter my data with a dynamic map chart also over here, right? So this is the main funda of dashboard and main usage of dashboard to make a presentation look better and to make the presentation to make the reports all that with this report your management don't want to reach you again that please give me that report or please give me those reports. They can simply use these filter buttons to create all the reports, right? I will show you another report also. Then I will move on the dashboard creation part. See, here is the another dashboard. So here it is. Here it's also a big data of 5,700. Here is the data of date, customer acquisition, state, product with customer satisfaction. That means the rating also 5.3. That is right. If I go to my dashboard, you can see all the details within one single page of the Excel sheet, right? If I select 2017, it's give me the 2017 data. If I select, for example, product one, it's only give me the product one data with the customer satisfaction. If I select the customer acquisition type is AD, it will give me the AD data. And the state is also, if I select Florida, it will give me the Florida data, right? So it's basically a concept of dashboard. By this, you can simply merge the reports in one place and make the report is better, right? So this is about this is the thing how dashboard can be used, right? So right now I am creating my dashboard. I will not pick all these details. I will just simply pick here four details from here. One is line chart, because as you can see I have some line chart and I have some pie chart. So I will pick a line chart, I will pick a pie chart as well, and I will pick these two, right? And see why to create a dashboard, why some extra additional knowledge is required. If you see, this percentage is not any sale. If I select here, see it's a shape, right? In shape we cannot, we if we write like this 13% or 14%, it's also a shape. But if in Excel, if in a shape, if we write like this, that's not dynamic, but it's dynamic. So to make this dynamic, you have some knowledge of Excel also, right? So let's create how to create this data. If I show you my hidden sheet, that is I created for to make this report. See, that is my sheet where I have created all the reports. But with this report, I cannot present this report to management because it's a raw report and no one can find any value or no one can find any idea of my report. But with this dashboard, they can get a clear idea, right? So to create this one, we always need some backup sheets. But after this backup sheet, we will link this to our dashboard. And here I have also make a map chart but as I know that map chart is not available for all of Excel versions, that is why I'm not included this one in this report. So I will put, I will take 4 report. One is state wise, one is product wise, and 2 of this male female, right? So let's create. So I will select the this sheet. I will delete all the data. Just create a pivot table. Create 4 pivot tables first because we need 4 pivot tables. So go to insert. Now as I know I need to create a pivot chart also, so I will create pivot table pivot chart. Data will be data and existing sheet. Okay, so what first thing, that is state wise total sales, right? State wise total sales. I need to convert this as a line chart. So I think these things you guys know, that how to convert a chart, how to change a chart type. So go to line, click on this and hit off, right? So right now it's my chart, right? I need to create another field, another table, copy, paste. This time what I need is pie chart, right? So product wise. And yes, one more thing guys, you need to have some knowledge that what chart type used when. That is the main knowledge. Like if I will change, if I change this chart into a pie chart, right? Into a pie chart, we can do. But with this, see, the report is not clearly visible, right? Because there is ample of things. So you need to have some knowledge which chart you want to use and when this chart type is used. Excel has various chart types, but you have to select what chart type you want to use, right? So for this one, I am using a pie chart, and I want to use a donut chart, right? So it's my donut chart, right? So these two are the main charts that I have, and as well as I have some male female also. So I will just create another table to create the male female percentage. So here only I will delete this product name and pull the gender to here, that is male female percentage, and I need to use a formula to make it percentage. So I will select this divided by this, that is my female percentage, make it as a percentage, and here also I will select this divided by this. Sometimes we need to work with some additional function or formulas with pivot table. So our data is ready to create the dashboard, right? I will not selecting, I will not getting creating any extra sheet. I will select this sheet to represent my dashboard. So I will just make the background as white so that all the things are clearly visible, and I will pull this one to this side so that my raw data cannot see to you, right? So what I need to do is right now I need to make some looking. So for that means the designing part. So just select
বাবা
these two.
শিবনাথ দা ফোন করেছে।
Utsav, I know that dynamic map is a great thing, but basically I will not showing dynamic map because dynamic map is not for all Excel versions. So that's not good to show, because I can show this one to show up myself, but it's not good because you cannot use if you don't have the proper version, right? So I will address you later. So just I will request all of one, please mute yourself. I don't know who is unmuted. Please mute yourself.
Excuse me, sir. I need to know something. Actually, Many organizations, they when they post some requirements, suppose in any job portal, they not tell exactly MIS executive. Why? What is exactly this MIS thing?
See, basically, to answer you all this placement regarding, I would like to request Sanchaita ma'am is here. Sanchaita ma'am will better address you this question. But as of now, if you know about MIS things, see, basically MIS things means that you will get a ample of lot of raw data, and within this raw data, you need to prepare some reports, and whether it will be in a tabular format, it will be in a graphical format, whatever format your company will mention, you have to create that. That is the main functionality of MIS. And
Huh.
to do this MIS reporting, you have to
Okay, sir.
use the core version of Excel. Because in MIS reporting, right now I am creating this dashboard based on only one database. But in your organization, that is
Okay.
not mandatory that you will get only one database. Maybe you can get 3 or 4 database, and within this 3 or 4 database, you have to merge all the database and create one single dashboard report. So that time,
Okay.
advanced Excel will help you a lot, right?
Right, sir.
So I will go ahead. Uh, I will just make this grid lines. Let me format the grid area. I will make this grid lines as no line so that they cannot see. I will make all the buttons hidden from the chart. I will delete this also, and this also, so that my chart has getting some more space, right? And I will do this with this one also. So that my chart getting more space, right? Now it's time to create these two icons. So basically I am copying these two icons, but sheet 2 paste, right? So I'm basically copying these two icons, but these two icons basically I'm getting from insert tab and icon option. If you have icon option and you have active internet connection in your computer, just go to icon, search for male, you will get the male, search for female, you will get the female icon, right? That is the way I can get. So you can also get this, right? So in male female, now our chart is ready, right? Our chart is ready. But what the extra things we need to create our dashboard, that is one shape for our showing our total sale, and three other shapes for showing the percentage. So for percentage, uh, I will go to insert, select shape, I will take 3 shape. So I will not getting any designing portion, I will just simply creating a normal shape so that I can show you the main dashboard designing. Basically within this dashboard there is only charts, but the main thing is that I have placed some shadow within it, so that is why it's looking better. So you guys have to make some designing also, right? So I'm not considering designing part right now. So now the main challenging part is how to connect this shape with these values, right? With these values. So so what I can do is I can do select this shape, click on the formula bar, select the shape and click on the formula bar. As it is a male, so equals to this shape and hit enter. See, the percentage is came, right? So go to home, just make sure to create the alignment position as usual and some percentage of better looking, font color change to white so that it's clearly visible, right? and make the same thing with this one. Select the shape, go to formula bar, click on formula bar, type equals to, and as it is of female, just select the female shape and hit enter. So it will automatically create this one. So then again, just make sure to you are making this shape bigger, the shape, and this one, right? Okay, I need uh, another table. Why? Because I need to show the sales also. So I am pasting the table, and within this table I will only use sales, not any gender, nothing else. I will only use sales so that I can get the sale also. And this shape will be connected with the shell. This way. So by this way, we can create our dynamic shape. Just bigger the value to show the value clearly. Great. So what is our last work? That is create the slicers and connect the slicers with all these charts, all these tables only. So create the slicer, select any one chart, go to analyze, select insert slicer. I will select one slicer for city and shipping mode or gender, for example, shipping mode, and I will create another slicer which is basically called as timeline. Timeline is useful to create a slicer of date related field. You can use a slicer also, but timeline is recommended. Why timeline is recommended? Because with timeline we can simply create playing through the date related field like month, year, quarter with this, right? And hit OK. See, I have a date related also, right? Now what I need to do is I need to connect these three slicer and timelines with these four tables. So let me change my table name so that I can connect easily. It's not table 4, it's for example T1, that is table 1. This is the T2, that is table 2. This is up to you. This is not the part of mine, so this is up to you. That is T3, and this one is T4, right? So after this, just right click on the slicer, go to report connection, make sure it's clearly visible. T1 is already selected because I have selected this first chart which is based on the first table. T2, T3 and T4. Hit OK. Again right click on it, go to report connection, T2, T3 and T4. Hit OK. Also select this one, go to report connection, and within this 2, 3, 4. Just we have connected all the things. Now it's ready to use as a dashboard. So if you select anything from here, Allahabad, see, all the chart is reflecting and all the amount is reflecting, right? But why this is happening? Basically this is happening because of this one. These tables are changing, and based on this table your chart is created. That is why your charts are updating, right? And why I am using timeline here, you can see here is month. If I want to change its year, see it's on year. If I want to change it as a quarter, it's on quarter of each and every year. If I want to change it in a days, it will change in a days. So that is why timeline is recommended to use in the case of date related slicer, right? So it's basically preferable. So 2014, hold control and select multiple items and see your effect. It's created. So it's right now it's a dynamic dashboard, and it's a proper dashboard by which you can create your by which you can mention your reports to your management, right? So this is the dashboard, but dashboard reporting, as I am shown to you, that this report is based on only one data. but in the main real life there is not any criteria that you have to create a dashboard with only one data. Maybe you have to create 3 or more data. That time you need some advanced Excel knowledge and of Power Pivot also, so that you can merge all this data and create the report, right? So as of now I have completed my all of my part whatever I have promised. Right now I would like to request Sanchita ma'am to take over the meeting, and if you guys have any knowledge sorry, if you guys have any queries, then you can also raise your query in the chat box.
Uh, Thank you, Sandeep sir, for this wonderful session ahead. Along with me, I would like to unmute Miss Ayantika, who is a career advisor of Excite or Chorangi Center. So, Ayantika, would you like to add someone in this session? Ayantika.
Yes, Sanjita ma'am. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yes, you are very much audible, ma'am.
Hi everyone. Sandeep sir, thank you for your session. It is